players at Tannadice, the captains on the pitch at the moment doing the coin toss. So I think it's time I reintroduce you to our match commentator, Alistair Lamont.
Thanks again, David. Welcome to Tannadice for the rescheduled Scottish Cup 5th round tie between Dundee United and Spartans. The rain has finally stopped in this part of the country to allow the pitch to be made playable. It's not perfect, but maybe a bit of a leveller, who knows. Spartans will certainly hope so as they attempt to get into the quarter-finals for the first time. United looking to get there for the first time in 4 years. So it will be Spartans all in blue to kick us off. They'll go from left to right as we look at it from the vantage point high up in above the main stand here, and it's immediately put out for a throw in deep in United territory. United in their orange and black striped kits with the black shorts and tangerine socks, and it's Chevalier knocking it out to the right hand side to Ryan Strain. Chevalier picking up the position on the right hand side of the back three. Here's Graham, who's on the left of that, with Yovu in the middle of them, and Ross Graham once again wearing the captain's armband, and he picks up possession once again from Yovu. Just realised I forgot to start my stopwatch, so whatever anytime I look down, there's going to be a minute behind the actual time. And here come United looking to make a fast start to the game, and it is Chevalier trying to get forward on the right hand side from centre back. Into Kamara it comes about 10 yards inside the Spartans half. Spartans really not been able to get on the ball at all yet. Kamara once more spreads the play out to the right hand side for Chevalier. Spartans backing off, the ball comes forward up to the penalty area, and it's hammered goalwards, and it just took a little nick on its way through. I don't think it was going to be troubling the goalkeeper anyway, but the nick does allow Dundee United to get their first corner of the game with just over a minute gone here.
Yeah, Spartans are just feeling Dundee United out. They've had all the ball. Spartans are just getting used to the distances and spaces and communicating with each other as how to press, when they're going to press. But Dundee United have taken advantage of that there. Nice little bit of interchange has led to the corner.
And I know this is a concern for the Spartans here, the set plays, because they feel Dundee United are a big, strong side. The delivery from Ferry's normally on point.
Yeah, let's see what it's like. The left-footed Ferry right in on top of the keeper, who gets a punch to it. Paddy Martin there. And out for a throw-in on this near side to Dundee United. It was certainly a testing delivery, just not maybe enough pressure on the keeper there. He was able to punch pretty comfortably.
Yeah, possibly, but as we see now, and as we've seen at the weekend again, long throw-ins are such a big part of the game now, and Ferry will go from side to side tonight to throw this ball in.
And it comes from Ferry to the near post. Graham's beaten to it though. It'll come back to Ferry, lets that bounce out again for another throw, and this one's a shorter one to Graham. Gets it back, Ferry feigns to cross on the right, then he does so on the left in towards Yovu at the back post. United trying to make something of it, but Dolcek couldn't get the shot away, and Spartans pick up now, coming down the left hand side, trying to get themselves up the park really for the first time in the game. Down the left hand side it comes up towards the halfway line, and it's Cammy Russell checking back the way, and clipped forward looking for the run of McNulty, as I mentioned previously, spent a couple of seasons on loan at Tannadice. He probably weren't his best in terms of goal getting. He's pretty much scored goals wherever he's gone, but it wasn't overly profitable in that regard. 8 goals in 54 games for Mark McNulty, but now plying his trade in the 4th tier of Scottish football.
A man who does play in an attacking position at the moment for Dundee United is Ivan Dolcek, who started the season ever so well. I think it's a big night for him. He's got to turn up and show something, because he's been invisible for so long. Good attack by Spartans.
Good play from Dishington, yeah. And it comes to White out to the left hand side as Russell just fails to keep it in. It was promising just for a moment there, and the referee is signalling for a pause here. I think he's asking one of the Spartans players to go off and maybe sort their socks or something like that. It's pretty unclear, but anyway, he's allowing play now to resume as Grant Irvin. I think it was Ayrton Sonker who was getting the instructions there from the referee, but either way, we're back underway as Ferry picks up left hand side just inside Spartans half, plays it forward, it's a good ball. Sibbald's made the run, he'll get there, he cuts it back nicely and it's knocked away there by Kevin Waugh. Comes back to Sibbald, and this time the cut back isn't such a good one, and Spartans able to bring it clear once again, and playing some nice football actually when they do get in possession. And there's a trip on Bradley White. That is a booking early on. And
Fatah's coming off the red card.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what David was asking about. Well, it wasn't like Spartans were mixing it there. It was just a kind of lazy, cynical challenge by Fatah, as Bradley White did really well bursting forward. He's looking lively in these early stages. So it's an early booking for Amar Fatah, and a free kick in a central area about 20 yards into the United half, and a chance for Spartans to get maybe some of their bigger players up forward and try and test this United's defence, which, although they were decent, I thought, against Falkirk at the weekend, still a little bit ropey at times at the back.
Yeah, I think that's a problem. It has been. I heard Jim talking about it. The back three's been a problem for them. It's been all different kinds of personnel.
Cregan clips it in, tappings up there, and he just gets his header all wrong, and it goes well wide of target. But set pieces could be an avenue that Spartans look to try and exploit over the course of the evening. Anyway, still 0-0, just over 5 minutes on the clock. United have taken the goal kick, and it's Kamara back to his captain Ross Graham, just inside his own half, plays it square to Yovu. But as you've been saying, Rory, pre-match, Spartans have got some good footballers in there, and already when they've got a bit of possession, they have shown that they're able to kind of string a few passes together.
Yeah, I think they'll get space tonight. I mean, it was a poor ball it was a really good run initially from Craig Sibbald, but it was a really poor pass at the edge of the box, and it opened it up for Spartans, and they're capable of passing the ball forward and moving it through the thirds, and that's what they did there, and it was a really good run forward. Dundee United player gets booked.
Yeah, Kamara spins away there from Welsh, and now it's out to the right hand side. Chevalier again joining in the attack, back in field to Kamara, shifts it on quickly to Ryan Strain. Strain trying to get the better of his marker there, but he's failed to get the ball into the box, harmlessly behind for a goal kick. Certainly United enjoying plenty of possession in the attacking areas, Alan, just yet to really trouble the Spartans backline, and certainly the Spartans goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think United have got to try and play at a pace of the game that the Spartans will find difficult. Get it from side to side, try and get to full backs one-on-one if you can, get crosses into the box, get flood men into the box. But it's been a good, confident start from the Spartans, it really has.
Goal kick taken, over the halfway line it comes, flicked on by Tapping, play it right back tonight. Often operates as a centre back, but he's done well there against Fatah, holds him off. Back in field to Welsh, who captained Inverness Cali Thistle in the cup final a few years back. Graham doing just enough there to knock that off Dishington, and then on his side a goal kick. But it's certainly apparent in these early stages United are not going to have this all their own way, for sure.
Yeah, and that's the type of ball I was talking about at the at the top of the show. That little clip ball in behind, Ross Graham deals with it there. He's quite fortunate to get away with the goal kick, but those runs in behind and down the sides of their wing backs and their left and right centre backs are going to be a big outlet for them.
Glad the drums arrived there.
It just follows me around from ground to ground. That's good play in the middle of the park there from Mark McNulty, and now it's picked up by Dishington to the left hand side for Kieran Watson, and back with Kevin Waugh, the centre back and captain for Spartans. Back out to the left hand side to Watson, who'll try and come forward, and Cammy Russell looked blocked off there. That is going to be a free kick to Spartans right on the touchline over on the left flank, but in a pretty advanced area, and again they'll be able to throw the likes of Waugh and Sonker, the centre backs, forward to try and get onto this. Tapping, as well, as I say, is often a centre back, and he's got a good bit of height about him as well. So another opportunity here for Spartans to try and threaten and try and get the opening goal. Just over 8 minutes played at Tannadice. It's goalless thus far as Cregan swings in. It's a good looking ball. Tapping's close to Graham, gets the header clear, and Fatah tries to help it. He only gets it high to the edge of the box. A little nudge there to try and prevent Watson picking up and eventually runs it out of play, but that was a real chance. Cragen's delivery is fantastic.
Yeah, it was right on the money, and if Tapping's just a little bit stronger, believes in himself a little bit more, I think he could maybe get his head on it. But it was a wonderful delivery. I think the free kick was a little bit harsh in the first place. He can't just disappear. He does block him off according to the referee, but what a delivery from Cragen. That's a dangerous one.
Yeah, it's a couple of times Jordan Tapping's got forward, got his head to set pieces, but just unable again to trouble the keeper. Warnings if Dundee United needed them that Spartans aren't here simply to make up the numbers. That's lovely play though in the left flank from Fata into the box, high up in the air from Cragen, flicked on at the edge of the box by Welsh and picked up by Dishington, who has looked lively in these early stages as well.
You can see the likes of Sean Welsh will sit and the other boys about him have got energy. You can see them the way Bradley White that was there breaking out, good legs on him, 26 years of age, young lad that can get about the park. But I think the Spartans have started really well, very confident team.
You can see they're playing the 4-1-4-1, Al, but then out of possession what happens is they drop back into a 3-5-2, and it's really difficult for Dundee United to get through those gaps. There's a change of footwear going on as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's what, I don't know what the referee was definitely, and that's Jordan Tapping that's changing his. Maybe it's just a change of studs.
Yeah, maybe he was asking him, do you want to go off to change him? He's probably asked the referee to stop the game, and the ref can't be doing that to change your boots.
For sure. Anyway, he's going to have to get himself back on quickly because play is continuing while he does change his boots, and United have got a man extra just at the moment, just over the 10-minute mark. Still no goals as Tapping is allowed back on, having changed his footwear. United coming forward down the right hand side. Chivea looking for a gap, can't find it initially, but United have given the ball away cheaply, having got the break of it. And here comes Spartans on the counter, and it's White that's leading it, and he's just blocked out there by Yovu.
It's got to be a yellow card all day long.
It's definitely a free kick about 30 yards from goal. I think Spartans are trying to say
he's got
a red card. Oh my goodness! Wow. Yuri Yovu, and there's no VAR to rescind that. To be honest, I think that's harsh, and I'm not sure that VAR would have let that stand, but he's shown him the red card, presumably for denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. I don't think you can call that an obvious goal-scoring opportunity from that position.
It's a yellow card. There's Will Ferry's tucked in round the back. I think he can make the ground up.
It's actually Graham, the captain, that's on the back here. I think the referee's got that one wrong. I'm being brutally honest.
Badly wrong, I think.
It's to try and describe it, it's almost in the right back area. You know, it's great play from Spartans, it really is. It's a wonderful run, but that's not a red card.
Also,
for me.
His touch that he's taken to go round the defender is out to the left, so it's even further away from goal. So it's not like he would have been bearing in on goal had he got beyond them. Yes, it was a
decision.
What I will say about the referee, he really took his time. He didn't brandish it straight away. He took his time, he gave it a bit of thought. I thought, it's a Stonewall yellow, it's not a red. Incredible stuff.
To be honest, I mean, Ovu doesn't move his feet either. I mean, there's only one way he's going there, and it's to knock it past him. He can't turn, he's not quick enough. If he does turn, he's not got the pace to get back in. He's had a bit of a tough time with it, Ovu, and that's a terrible evening he's had.
Well, Yuri Yovu, Dundee United down to 10 men for denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity in the opinion of the match referee Grant Irvin, and that's the one that counts tonight. No VAR in operation here, and so no second chance for Yuri Yovu, and so United's task has just got that bit more difficult, and Spartans have a free kick. They've already threatened from a couple of set pieces, and now they can try and do so once more.
United will just slip into a 4. Strain will go right back, Ferry will go left back.
It's Cragen, I think he's gone for goal, but he's not got a hold of that free kick, and it's well wide of target. A bit of a waste, that one from James Cragen, as Dundee United now have to get themselves organised. As Alan's saying, there was a signal coming on from Jim Goodwin to switch to a back 4, and that is going to take a bit of getting used to. So real adversity in these early stages for Dundee United, the Premiership side,
I'm just watching it again. It's not a red card.
It's not a red card. I think you're right. It's Graham. I think Ferry's making the ground up as well to get across and try and get a block in. But it's interesting because Dougie Samuel was saying before the game how he laughed when he wasn't. Here they go again.
Yes, Bradley White once more picking up. This time he's run into United player.
You wonder what Spartans do now, though, Rory.
That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah, I mean,
he said he laughed when they were 1-0 up and he didn't know how to do it last time. He wasn't expecting it. I mean, what does he do now? He's set up to just play low block against against the 11 men of Dundee United. A bit more freedom now, Alan, do you think?
Yeah, I would think so. You know, it's a foul there as well, but right, the referee's now card happy there.
Yeah, Ferry was blocked off. It's a yellow card, and you can hear the Dundee United fans' reaction. I mean, again, that was clearly not a red card either, but you can see why the Dundee United fans are howling for it. To be honest, I think I'm saying that's barely a free kick, because the defender Tapping is already running away from him to backtrack. Maybe he hands him off a little bit.
It's a yellow card, but it's no more than that. You know, United fans are baying for a red, but you know, it's incredible stuff.
It's a cup tie now.
But again, you don't pay for VAR when it's an opportunity to pay for it. Because I'm sure VAR would have overturned that.
I think so, yeah. Here's Ferry with the free kick from the left-hand side. It's a good ball all the way to the back post. Graham will bring it under control outside the box now on the right-hand side. Plays it back to Kamara. Kamara back in. It's a good ball, and it's poked towards goal in the end there. No real purchase on that shot in the end from Dolchek, and an easy take for Paddy Martin in the Spartans goal. We've played just over a quarter of an hour at Tannadice. It's Dundee United 0, Spartans 0, but United down to 10 men for a straight red shown to Yuri Yovu, the Moldovan international. Pretty harsh decision, I think we all agree here in the commentary, as Spartans just try and link up outside the penalty area. Dishington's pass was just behind the forward running James Cragen, so United pick up deep in their own territory. They've got to show all their Premiership nous now and all their class that should allow them to progress in this tie even with 10 men, but it's not going to be easy. Spartans were already showing that when it was 11 against 11 that they were right up for this. Here comes Dolchek down the right hand side for Dundee United, held up momentarily, still in possession. Comes back the way to Chevalier, and Kamara takes over in the middle of the park. He's looked lively early on. He's Fata now coming inside up to the edge of the penalty area. Goes for goal, it's blocked initially, and Tapping hammers it high in the air. Just got to be careful here as Fata tries to make something of it. Ferry back into the back post area. It's Watson getting it clear, and now picked up by Russell over on the left hand side. He plays it infield to Bradley White. White picks up and plays it into McNulty, and Welsh just tucks it back to Waugh just outside his own penalty area. 0-0 it stands here in this Scottish Cup 5th round tie, and Spartans might not get a better chance to get into the last 8.
You just wonder what John McGlynn's thinking, sitting waiting on the winner of this.
I think John McGlynn would admit that, with the greatest of respect to Spartans, he would prefer to play them at home in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I would certainly think so.
Bradley White started really well. He's picking the ball up in tight areas in his own half as well at times, turning, really intelligent looking player.
That's Ferry with a big diagonal out to the right hand side. It doesn't quite arrive at Dolchek though, because Russell had got back there to intercept, knocks it out for a throw in over on the far side. 17.5 played, 0-0. United down to 10 for the early red card. Here's Kamara, twists one way then the other. Here's Sybil now picking up about 30 yards from goal. Plays it to his left hand side. Ferry helps it on to Fata. Fata up against Tapping. Here's backtracking. Fata into the box, headed away at the edge of the 6-yard box, and Spartans can come forward. Little pull back there by Waters, but still Dishington comes forward. Eventually the free kick is given as he tumbles to the ground, and Spartans get the free kick midway inside their own half. 0-0.
Yeah, Mark McNulty went short there. He did eventually spin in behind. I'd like to see just, you know, a couple of times he's came to feet really well. A couple of times Mark McNulty's held the ball up, ask the question going the other way at times. Well, your team's under a little bit of pressure. I still fancy him to beat a lot of the Dundee United back four in a foot race. So if he can get a little run on them and the ball goes over the top, put them under pressure.
Ferry gets his head to the free kick, but it's picked up by Welsh. Sibbald can't stop him, but Ferry can, and it's back with Graham, who clips it forwards. Waters gets the chest to it, but picked up by Tapping, and he plays it back to Waugh. Waugh with a good ball forward, and now it's White once more, advancing towards the edge of the United box, out to the left hand side to Russell, who the United fans are unhappy with because of his part in the red card. But I mean, he played,
He's not done nothing.
Absolutely,
He's been wiped out.
Poleaxed by Jovu, and it wasn't certainly no play acting on his part or anything of the kind. As United pick up possession midway inside their own half, out to Ferry. Ferry clips it forward. Fata will latch onto it on that left flank up against Tapping. Both of them on a yellow card. Tapping will have to be careful with Fata. He's a tricky customer, and it's out for a United corner kick on the left hand side.
I think that's the thing that Dougie Samuel will be stressing to Tapping. Don't be diving in with Fata here. He's very tricky, he can go both ways. You're on a yellow card, don't even this up.
United are leaving no one back at the moment. Now they're reassessing that situation, and McNulty was almost up on his own there, but they are still 1-on-1, which is taking something of a chance, albeit Will Ferry's tucked in just in front of him. Here's the corner from the left hand side. It's Fata to the back post. It's Tapping that wins it, glances it out the penalty area on the right hand side. Chevalier back to Kamara. He's got Ferry inside of him. It's not a great ball, allows McNulty to come back and close him down. Back with Kamara though, midway inside the Spartans half. Plays it forward. Sibbald can't bring it under control all the way through to the goalkeeper Paddy Martin, and he'll gather that pretty comfortably. 20 on the clock, 10-man Dundee United 0, Spartans 0.
You just look at how people defend corners, and you're watching Chelsea. Arsenal were the best in Britain at it, when they attack corners, so potent. But Chelsea put 3 men up the other week against them. It's just different ways to try and stop teams from being so good at set plays.
Yeah, I noticed that Chelsea's tactic wasn't a bad idea.
Fata has looked the best United player. He's looked the most lively. The ball goes to Dolček on the right hand side. He quite often comes back the way, but Fata's so direct. He's dangerous.
He's on his own here on the left hand side, but on the right it is Dolček coming forward into the penalty area. He comes, he plays it square for Sibbald. Sibbald with a chance, closed down quickly there. Good challenge in the edge of the box by Sonker, and Spartans able to get the danger clear, but it was last ditch stuff from Sonker. Sibbald scored from a similar position against his old side Falkirk at the weekend, but Spartans were having none of it as Ferry now picks up, tries the diagonal once more, but it's straight onto the chest of Kieran Watson of Spartans, and he now finds Welsh for Cragen, and now Sonker here just outside his own penalty area. Waugh, the other centre back, square to Sonker again, and then back to Paddy Martin, who saved penalties from Wotherspoon and Zimba in the previous round in the shootout win over Inverness Cally Thistle.
That's an example of Spartans not quite being sure how the ball goes up to McNulty. He wins the ball, but the midfield and the supporting players for Mark McNulty aren't quite sure whether to gamble or not, because they're too worried Dundee United are going to win the ball back, because that's a poor mistake from Ferry.
Yeah, just took his eye off the ball, didn't he? Let it roll under his boot as he tried to control, and it's a throw in to the visiting side just in front of Dougie Samuel's technical area there.
Because the ball goes up there, and Dishington and Russell, if they're either side of McNulty, they can get on the end of that. They're just a little bit too worried about doing too much and going forward and leaving gaps in behind them.
I think when Dougie's trying to do his tactics for the game, it probably would never have thought down to 10 men in 15 minutes. How do we go with that? Because he's still stuck with the same shape he's got, and his tactic was stay in the game, and it's not changed any. You would have thought, could you put someone else up with McNulty? I suppose if they want to try and stay in the game, just keep as it is.
Dolček is away from Watson at the byline. Can he cut it back? He can, and Tapping knocks behind before Fata can get there. It was a good ball in from Dolček. It was a good purposeful run, and Tapping defended the situation really well. No panic from him, just knocks it behind for a corner kick to Dundee United. It's a second ball on the pitch they'll have to clear before Fata can take this latest corner from the left hand side. the winger. He has looked lively, but Dolchek it was on that occasion who was making inroads into the penalty area as Dundee United looked to get the opening goal despite being a man down here in the early stages.
Pushing at the back, but referee's going to have to stop it. Graham's pushing at the back post.
He's been spoken to here by Grant Irvin, as is Sonker. I always wonder why the referees don't. I mean, do they need to really give the players a warning? Can they not just let them get on with it, and if one of them commits a foul in the penalty area, then they penalise it?
Yeah, that's what they should do, but you'll see he's liable to blow up here for a foul.
One way or the other, and it comes from Fata right on top of the goalkeeper. That's a good take. Again, maybe not under sufficient pressure because the corner kicks are good. They're right on top of him, making him really stretch, but no real pressure being applied by other United players, and Paddy Martin able to gather. We're 24 and a half minutes in and it's still goalless, but United are down to 10 because Yuriovu was sent off in 12 minutes for denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity in the referee's view, as White picks up and he goes for goal, but he's off target from 25 yards. Nice knockdown from McNulty, ambitious you'd have to say from Bradley White, and off target, and it's still 0-0.
It is, but I've got to say I think White's been the best player on the pitch so far. He's been joining in, he's been going back and collecting it, he's got good athleticism, he's had a strike there just over the top of the bar, but he's played very, very well, you know. And Spartans game plan, first quarter done, still in the game, 0-0.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just those small moments. I think White does excellent there to recognise he can get there first before Kamara. He takes a little bit of a gamble and picks the ball up, and it all comes from just a ball in behind to McNulty, who's running onto it.
He's given it away there though, White, but fortunately for him so is Sibbald. Looked like a handball there from Watson. Referee hasn't given it, played forward, but Ferry in turn intercepts and plays it forward himself. Sibbald does well, and now it's Kamara picking up possession in the middle of the park. It's Sean Welsh that's down for Spartans. Play continues. Fata has it, central area, lays it off to Kamara. Kamara back to Fata. United continue. It's effectively 10 against 10 at the moment. Fata does just enough to get it back to Kamara. Now out to the right hand side for Dolchek. On the left foot, thinking about the crosses, right on the angle of the box. Might think about the shot, in fact. Comes in field. Now it's Sibbald. Welsh hobbling back into position. Dolchek out to the right hand side for Strain. Strain now at the angle of the box, held up by Russell. Back to Dolchek once more. Left footed. Teases it in. Fata, he just didn't anticipate it arriving at his feet, and he lets it almost hit off his calf. And away to safety in the end from Spartans. That was a real chance for Fata if he'd been able to bring that under control. It was a really good delivery from Dolchek as United pick up once more, applying the pressure even though they're a man down. It's Sibbald about 30 yards from goal, tries the low ball into the feet of Fata, but it's cut out by Bradley White. Picked up again though by United. It's Kamara, and now Sibbald from just the edge of the area, picked out. Ferry can't get the pass away, or indeed the shot, and Spartans hack it clear. McNulty heads it on, he'll have to chase it himself. Graham Zero there well ahead of him, and he plays it back to Maynard Brewer, the United keeper. 0-0.
It's been good for United since they've gone down to 10. The better side at the moment, applying the pressure. Dolchek one side, Fata the other, holding the width.
It's Chevalier, slightly loose pass, but Ferry will pick up on the halfway line. Now Graham, was it square to Chevalier once more. Still halfway line, spreads out to the left hand side to Fata, tapping. Oh, it does really well and then goes down under a slight touch from Fata and buys the free kick. But that's a good matchup actually, because Tapping's clearly a good experienced defender, and he's not about to let Fata have it all his own way.
He's a big lad as well. As you mentioned, he plays centre half. He looks athletic, he looks like he can run. It's not as if he's stiff and he can't turn and catch up with Fata. Fata's done him with a little bit of skill a few times, but again that maybe just goes back to the difference in quality with the gulf between the two sides. Fata's just maybe got a little bit too much from at times when he's got the ball on the deck, but if Tapping engages early and gets to him first before he gets his head up, then he's done well against him a few times.
28 on the clock. Spartans free kicks taken by the goalkeeper Paddy Martin. Down the right hand side it goes. Dishington, there's a little slip there from Ferry. Can Dishington take advantage? Now it's White, right hand side of the penalty area. Back with Dishington, gets the ball into the box. That should be Maynard Brewer's, and indeed it is all day long, easily inside his own 6-yard box under no Spartans pressure. Bowled out underarm to Vitsko Chevalier. Now Strain on the right hand side. Chevalier once more, still well inside his own half, lays it square to Ross Graham, out to the left for Ferry. Still 20 yards inside the United half, coming up towards the halfway line now. Back with Graham, square for Chevalier. Spartans not allowing United an easy ball forward here, but Graham tries to bring it into Spartans territory himself, up towards Waters, out to the left hand side to Fata, up against Tapping once more, trying to take him into the penalty as Tapping steps across him, knocks it behind. It will be a corner. Again, it's good defending. Fata's got a trick or two up his sleeve, but Tapping wasn't buying it there. But it is a United corner once again.
It's good patience from Dundee United. You know, they're not forcing the ball forward when they don't have to, and it's leading to a few corners, but no real clear-cut opportunities for either side just yet, Al.
Fata trying to create one here from the left-hand side, the right-footed winger. Preparing to swing it in once again. Host of players inside the 6-yard box this time. The keeper does really well, gets 2 fists to that. That time he was under a bit more pressure. Back in it comes from Chevalier, but it's taking a touch from a Spartans player on its way through and behind for another corner, this time right-hand side. Almost half an hour on the clock, still goalless between 10-man Dundee United and League 2 leaders Spartans in a really good cup tie so far.
Again, this will be quality coming in from Ferry. You'd think that the likes of Graham and Chevelle and that are in and around the keeper this time, because he's going to try and whip this right into that 6-yard box.
But Kamara's alone.
Yeah, and it comes to the near post, glancing header, goal! It's Ross Graham, the 6'4" captain, rises highest at the near post. It's simplicity itself, really. Great delivery, as Alan said, from Will Ferry, and a well-timed jump from the captain, Ross Graham, to flick the ball past Paddy Martin, who could do nothing to get there. And Ross Graham, despite the odds being against Dundee United now, has got his 3rd goal in 3 games to make it Dundee United 1, Spartans 0.
Yeah, it's a really good header. Sean Welsh is at the front area, it's over him. Ross Graham just gets there first. Alan already mentioned Dougie Samuel slightly concerned about the height difference between the two sides. Well, it told there, wonderful delivery, front post run, gets in front of his marker, towers above Welsh and smashes it into the net with a head.
Sonka loses him. You can't give someone like Graham, who's really good in the air, 2 or 3 yards in the box. The delivery's on point from Ferry, as we know it always is. And there's Graham with a simple task. Sonka will be really disappointed. That's his man, and he's let him get a 2 or 3 yard start on him.
Now Ross Graham with a 3rd goal in 3 games to give his side the advantage here, despite being a man down. They lead by a goal to 0 after just over half an hour, and Spartans have it all to do. The referee just delaying the start momentarily as Ryan Strain was tying his lace, but we're back underway. Dundee United, you've been saying, Rory, they were the better team despite being down to 10 men, and well, taking advantage of the set piece there, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first clear-cut opportunity. I mentioned there hadn't been any, and Spartans will be disappointed because in general play they've coped very well with Dundee United. They've got in behind a couple of times but not really threatened, so to lose a goal from a set play will be disappointing, as it always is. But sometimes, you know, Sonka will be disappointed, but it's a towering header.
Here's Dolcek coming deep to pick up possession just inside the United half, clips it forward. He was hoping that Fata would latch onto it, but he put too much on the pass forward, and it's all the way through to Paddy Martin in the Spartans goal. Beaten for the first time tonight by Ross Graham. 1-0 United lead then.
It's a cheap goal to give away, really. You know, it's a set play, it's simple, it's whipped into the near post. A brilliant header, I've got to say, from Graham. Gets rid of his man quite easily, but it's a cheap goal as far as the Spartans are concerned.
Yeah, sometimes, although I know Sonka, you say, did lose his man, but if a guy's 6'4" and he just gets there first to the end of a really good delivery, there's not sometimes much you can. I know you can put pressure on him, but a guy of that height, with times he's jumped to perfection.
I get it, but equally, everyone does analysis now, and you know, I've watched United on numerous occasions this season. I know where the ball's going, I know where the run's coming from as well.
Sybil's picked up from a poor pass there by Cragen, and now it's Dolcek into the area. Right hand side is Kamara, into the 6-yard box. Waters comes back to Sibbald, who fires over the crossbar from about 10 yards out. Just couldn't keep the shot down. It was bouncing up to him and he couldn't get the knee over it to keep the shot from rising all the way over the crossbar. It remains after 33 minutes. Dundee United 1, Spartans 0.
Yeah, ever since I said Dolchek had been quiet, he's actually been really lively down that right hand side, and it's poor from James Craigan, you have to say. And then the big centre back, I think it's Watson, just heads it straight back down into the path of Sibbald, who should actually do better. He's got a good left foot on it. It's a bit of an awkward height, but he should probably guide that on target, Alan.
It's like the defender's going to head it back to the goalie and then decides, panics last minute, changes his mind.
It's come through here to Russell. He's dispossessed though by Chevalier, and then Sibbald gets it back to Will Ferry. Just over 10 minutes left in this first period. United leading by a goal to 0. Given away by Ferry really cheaply. Kamara's dug him out a hole, and then he gives it away in turn to Russell. McNulty picking up out to the left hand side for Craigan, midway inside United half. Dishington's free here, about 30 yards from goal. He'll take the shot on. It's blocked by Graham. Comes out though to chance here for Russell to get the shot away. He can't do so, and it's out, hacked away by the United defence. They were panicking a little bit there. Cammy Russell had just been able to control the ball a little better inside the penalty area. He might get the shot off, but as it is, he has to settle for a throw-in.
I think if that's McNulty's volleying that, it's coming out the sky, but McNulty's got the technique, and I thought Russell was going to smash it. He tries to take a touch, it breaks away from him.
Throw-in here then from the left-hand side, about 25 yards from the corner flag, as Spartans look for an equaliser. Into the area it comes. Sonker can't get there. Picked up though by Spartans at the edge of the box. Back to Tapping. Tapping steps away from Fata. Fata trying to stick with him. Tapping goes for goal, but it's always sliding away from goal off the outside of his right boot, a few yards wide, and it remains Dundee United 1, Spartans 0.
Yeah, I think Sonker's a bit disappointed there, Alan, because he stayed up the pitch. Tapping goes for the shot as opposed to trying to cross it in. He's limping back as well.
I don't think he's caught that right. I think he's struggling, to be honest.
He hurt himself in taking the shot. Yeah, possibly. He's still limping, yeah. It's a slightly strange one from the defender there. Anyway, it's still 1-0 United with just about 9 minutes left in this first period.
It's 1-0 at half time. I don't think Dougie Samuel and Spartans will be too disheartened. I think they'll see an opportunity in the second half. If they can get them in, work out a little bit better how they're going to play against the 10 men, they might be able to carve out an opportunity or two. But it's important it stays at 1 before half time.
They've been the better side, United.
Absolutely.
They've been really good, you know, it's gone down to 10 men after 15 minutes, but they've been by far and away the better side.
Here's a goal scorer, Ross Graham, midway inside his own half, in possession. Squares it to Chevalier. Up towards the halfway line he comes and plays it to his right to Strain. Now just inside the Spartans half. Back again to Chevalier though. Steps away from Craigan. Out to the right flank to Dolchek. Dolchek, the left-footed player, playing on the right flank. So many sides now playing the inverted wingers. Looking for the players as watch Sebastian Tenecti do that to great effect on Sunday at Rugby Park to get Celtic back into that game. In off the left to fire a beautiful right-footed shot into the top corner. Here's Fata, who'll be aiming to do something of that nature over the course of this evening. Spartans pick up though once more and knock it back to Paddy Martin in the goal. It's a little bit untidy at the back though, and he's tried to find Sonker, but it's gone out for a throw into United in an advanced area on the left hand side. Ferry back to Kamara from the throw-in. Kamara now advancing, looking for an option. Picks out Sibbald at the edge of the box. Knocks it back to Strain over on the right hand side. Chevalier's available to him. That's who the ball goes to on the halfway line. United coming back the way to try and come forward again. Ferry closed down quickly but turns away there from Dishington. Pulled back, and that will be a yellow card for Jamie Dishington.
Again, another easy one. Well, the red card wasn't, but another easy one for the referee there. No other choice. Dishington pulls him back. Good play by Ferry. He's a really tidy player. Lovely left foot on him.
Free kick United then just inside the Spartans half with 7 minutes left in this first period. United leading by a goal to 0, scored by the captain Ross Graham after Yuri Yovu was sent off after just 12 minutes of the game. United have coped well with having a man fewer As Fata gets the throw in, goes back the way to Will Ferry, back onto the halfway line for Graham once more. He's closed down by McNulty but clips it forward looking for Sibbald. Welsh was there, picks up again. Fata also trying to make something of it.
Craig Sibbald's making that run continuously, just breaking out of midfield, and it's causing a problem for the Spartans because they're unsure. Sean Welsh is unsure whether he goes with him or he leaves it to Sonker, and it's causing a little bit of an issue. It's allowing Dundee United to get up the pitch.
Throw into Spartans about 20 yards from their own corner flag, right hand side, to be taken here by Tapping. Long down the right it comes. Dishington can't get there, Ferry does, and it's picked up by Dolchik. Tapping though beats Fata to it, and it ricochets back their way, and Fata gets it forward that time. Spartans working hard to try and win possession back, but it's Ferry under pressure there from Dishington. Back the way to Graham, into the feet of Sibbald, who's quickly closed down here by Bradley White, but Graham knocks it forward. Fata again contests that with Tapping, who just knocks it out of play. Just over 5 to play. United take the throw in quickly. Kamara, it's a loose pass in the midfield. Shibelia will be quickly closed down there by Russell. Gets the ball away, but Welsh picks up. Fed forward by Craigan. Russell and Strain. Russell might just about get the better of Strain there, but actually he's tripped him in trying to get the ball, and it's a free kick Dundee United, so he's just outside their own penalty area. And it's still Dundee United 1, Spartans 0, with Strain down and perhaps needing a spot of treatment here.
Yeah, it's just a ball played over the top. I think Strain's quite fortunate. The ball holds up, then it's possibly a foul, but I think he gets kicked in the head. In the end, just as the player goes down, I think he manages to kick him. But I think the pitch holds the ball up initially. Strain, there's not much in that for a free kick.
Yeah, Strain slows down so much that he can't help but run into the back of him, Russell, and he gives the foul, which I agree with Alan. I think he's quite fortunate to get in the end.
The boot in the head he's taken.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's okay.
He's had problems with various injuries, Ryan Strain, but this one is of a different nature altogether. It's just a stray boot as Russell fell to the ground as well. Just caught him with the boot as he fell.
One thing I would say from the Spartans' point of view is they actually retained the ball better when Dundee United had 11 men in the first 10-15 minutes. They've struggled at times because when they've given the ball away, even against 10 men, the quality of Dundee United, they don't see the ball again for another 10-15 minutes sometimes once they give it away. Slight exaggeration, but you know 4 and 5 and 6 minute periods without touching the ball can drain you, so they need to make sure they're looking after it a little bit better, which they did in the first 10-15 minminutes, but they've not really done that since.
I think before to go to half time, they get them in at half time, and then they throw caution to the wind in the second half. Spartans, throw another one on, or push United back if you can. United have been very good since they've gone down to 10 men. Jim's got his tactics spot on. They've not been under any real pressure at the back. The keeper's not really had a save to make as where United have had a few chances, scored a decent goal, and the better side so far.
Free kick taken by Ashley Maynard-Brewer, starting for the 4th consecutive game in the United goal. Here's Tapping. Oh, he's really struggling here. He's limping. He's going to just play the pass and it's going to be knocked out. Yeah,
he's done. He can't continue. We've seen it 2 or 3 minutes ago, Alistair. We've seen him coming back with that shot he had. It seems to be his right calf, right ankle, along the lines. Physios are on.
That doesn't look like somebody who's going to be able to recover from. As he tried to come forward there, you could see him hobbling and just trying to get rid of the ball as quickly as possible. It seems to be the injury he picked up after having that slightly wayward shot about 5 minutes ago, and it might be that Spartans have to make a change here just before half time. I'm not sure if he can even get through until half time. No, there's going to be a change coming.
Kenzie Nair, I think it is, coming on for him.
Yeah, number 12, Kenzie Nair, is the player who's stripped and ready to make his entrance. A pity for Jordan Tapping. He's come back to Spartans after taking a year out in Australia. Not too many football players do that, but he had been troubled by a knee injury a lot of the season before that, and so that has given him a rest from that. But
he played well, Al. He played well in the 43 minutes.
Kenzie Nair's got a lot to live up to in that role because
he'll go to left back and Watson will come over to right back.
Right, okay, because Watson is more naturally right-footed anyway, so yeah, that makes sense. But either way, they've got two pretty pacey, lively wingers to deal with. So Jordan Tapping departs. We'll have a couple of minutes no doubt added on at the end of this first period for that stoppage, and maybe one or two others, as United get the throw in just down below us on their left hand side, midway inside their own half, to be taken by Will Ferry. Mackenzie near the substitutes, one of the players on loan from Hearts, 19-year-old. He's going across to left back, as Alan says. Here's Ferry, closed down quickly by Dishington, but it breaks for Sybil. Sybil out to the right hand side for Strain, high in the air, but awkward really that one, and headed away by Waugh, picked up by Welsh inside the centre circle. Plays it forwards here for Dishington, and now it's Waugh. Looks like he's got too much on that. He was looking for the run, and Russell, not a bad idea, but overcooks it behind for a goal kick as we enter the final minute of the 45. 4 minutes added on at the end of this.
I think he might have been offside anyway, Russell, to be fair. The pass was overhit, so it was immaterial, but he did look like he went ever so slightly early.
Goal kick then to be taken by the Australian Maynard Brewer, on loan from Charlton. Previous spell at Ross County, if you remember, back in 21-22. Here's Ferry, left hand side, just a bit on the halfway line here, closed down and goes back the way to Ross Graham, whose goal still separates the sides as we head into those 4 minutes of added on time. A bit awkward there from Waters, who's barely featured in the game so far, the big centre forward. The two wingers have been pretty active and lively, but Waters hasn't been really involved in the action.
It's difficult. I've played in games like this before where, you know, you're the team expected to win and you're playing between two big centre halves. You've got two screening midfielders right on your toes. Your job really is to try and create space for the wider men through movement alone, although they left a lot to be desired there. He gave the ball away very cheaply.
The spokesman for the centre forwards union was doing a pretty good job till the end there. Here's James Cragen on the halfway line. Was it short for Welsh? Can Spartans muster an opportunity before half time? They haven't really, as Alan said, bothered Ashley Maynard Brewer, despite having a man advantage for the vast majority of this first period. McNulty with a clever dummy there, allows it to come through to Dishington. And now Welsh forward for McNulty once more. Still got a good touch, good awareness. You can see he's been a top level player. Here he is once more, right hand side. Now White trying to get the better there of Chevalier, who's forced to concede the corner as he was going to ground under a bit of pressure from Bradley White, and Spartans will get the corner kick.
It's a really good move.
A brilliant move from Spartans, really nice, really good. White again's involved, getting in, really good, lovely stuff from McNulty. The step over and the little ball through. There's a chance for Spartans here. I would take two out. When teams are down to 10 men, get another one out, take two out. They've got to then bring two out. They're light in the box.
Yeah, it's over on this right hand side.
There's one right round the back.
Cammy Russell, the left footer here, swings it into the edge of the 6 yard box, but it's Graham, as he did at the other end, who's first to it with the head. Picked up by Cragen, who's trying to send it back into the area. Nodded down by McNulty, it's just behind Russell. Comes out to Waugh. Waugh about 30 yards out, lifts it high back into the penalty area. Ferries underneath it, gets his head to it. Kamara just hooks it over his shoulder and knocks it up to the halfway line. Safety first from Pan Kamara as Spartans pick up again. Dishington under pressure there from Fata. Good ball forward from Mayer for Welsh. Now into the middle of the park for Bradley White. He's closed down.
Go wide.
Yeah, he's gone for the ambitious effort once more from distance, and he's well over the top this time as we enter the final minute of stoppage time. Still Dundee United 1, Spartans 0.
He's done well, White, he really has. He's found pockets of space, a chance there, but he's got to go wide. What is he there? Must be 30 yards. Look at the width play it wide and get numbers in the box.
He takes the ball so well on the half turn. White, he's so fluid with his movement. It's just in one turn. But as Alan says, it's that second bit, it's the decision making, the important bit that he's got wrong a couple of times.
Goal kick from Maynard Brewer, won by Sonker. Dishington tries to help it on, but Ferry's closed him down. Fata now on the left hand side. Sonker gets it half clear. Dishington tries to help it forward once more, but it breaks United's way. Now picked up by Wall at the back for Spartans, and then back to the goalkeeper as the referee blows the whistle for the end of the first half. Which Dundee United edged by a goal to nil, but not before they'd been reduced to 10 men after just 12 minutes. Yuri Jovu deemed to have denied an obvious goal scoring opportunity as Cammy Russell flew forward down the left channel, but Jovu was a long way from goal, and I think the feeling here in the commentary gantry at least is that Yuri Jovu was pretty harshly treated by the referee in showing him a red card for that challenge. As it was though, he had to go because there's no VAR here, so United down to 10, and Spartans though unable to really muster any great opportunities. And so on the half hour just beyond it, United with a Ferry corner from the right hand side swung into the near post, and Ross Graham climbed and glanced the header beyond Paddy Martin in the Spartans goal for the only goal of the first half. A first half, a few chances you'd have to say, but United have made the most of theirs to lead at the interval. Dundee United 1, Spartans 0.
Scottish football lives here.
This is Sports Sound.
That is a beautiful finish!
From BBC Radio Scotland.
That is massive!
6 nations.
5 fierce rivals.
4 points for a win.
3 away fixtures.
2 at home.
And 1 lone piper atop the stands at Murrayfield. Wales versus Scotland, live from Cardiff in the Six Nations Championship. Listen this Saturday from 4 p.m. on BBC Radio Scotland Extra and Sounds. We're ready to go.
So in tonight's Scottish Cup tie, at half-time it's Dundee United 1, the Spartans 0. I'll just run you through the other scores in tonight's matches in Scotland, shall I? Once I get my computer in order. There we go. In the Championship, it's Morton 1, Dunfermline Athletic 0. League 1, Cove Rangers 2, Montrose 0. Hamilton Academical 1, East Fife 0. That match kicked off at 8. In League 2, Elgin City 1, East Kilbride 2. Now that means, as far as the as it stands table goes, East Kilbride will unseat the Spartans from the top there. East Kilbride would move 2 points clear at Stirling Albion 0. Clyde 2 also in League 2. And in the Challenge Cup quarter-final, the latest score there at half-time is St Johnstone 1, Ayr United 2. But anyway, back to tonight's Scottish Cup tie. United 1, the Spartans 0. Alan, Rory, 2 real moments of consequence in the match. We'll deal with the goal. First of all, Ross Graham, header, 6'4", straightforward, clear cut. I think it's the only shot on target in the game, but it gives United the lead.
Yeah, really good ball in, magnificent ball in, and I've seen it so many times from United this season. Ball whipped in from Ferry into the near post. Centre half makes a run across the front and heads into the back of the net from about 3 or 4 yards out. Really good ball in. Really good execution, brilliant header, giving the keeper absolutely no chance. But I'm sure that Sonker will be gutted because it wasn't as if he was close to him. If I remember right, he seemed to be about 2 yards from him, and everybody gets designated a man to mark, and you must know, as I do, that Dundee United whipped the ball in from Ferry, and Graham makes that front post run and tries to get up in front of his marker, and that'll be the disappointing one. It's a cheap goal as far as the Spartans are concerned. Really good goal from Dundee United, but they deserved it. United, they've been very good since they've gone down to 10 men, David.
Yeah, on that subject, United down to 10 men. What was it, 12 minutes in? Jovu sent off. Now, you guys were kind of unanimous, or completely unanimous in your view that he shouldn't have been red carded. Could I just pitch in a wee bit of uncertainty into that? I'm wondering, shoot me down in flames, gentlemen, but could the red card perhaps have been given for serious foul play?
Where's the flamethrower?
Well, because he's not just blocked him, he's taken him out with no intention whatsoever to play the ball.
So would that not be violent conduct as opposed to...
Is he endangering an opponent? No. Is he endangering an opponent?
I don't think
or
so.
using excessive force? I'm just putting it out there that it's a possibility.
I don't think so, because I think a lot of the force is generated by the speed that Cammy Russell's running at. I don't think it's necessarily generated from Ovu. So look, I think it's a yellow card. I've
watched it over and over and over, and I don't know.
I just don't think there's enough in it. I don't think it's excessive. I don't think it would be violent conduct or serious foul play, whatever one they feel it would be for a red card. Certainly don't think it's denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity. I don't think it's a red card. I think it's a yellow card. I think he's very unlucky. Ovo can only generate so much power with regards to being almost standing still. A lot of the power and the pace and the collision is generated from the player running at pace. So I think it's a yellow card. I'd stand by that, having seen it back.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Rory, and I think that different from the one on Saturday at Falkirk, where the player's right in the middle of the goals and running through, and Nielsen's wide right. This time, Graham's in the middle of the goal, and Yovu's right back virtually, and I think Graham would have got over. I really do. So he would still have
got a shot away. It might not have been an obvious goal scoring opportunity, but I think. And if you look at the way Spartans are playing,
his arm doesn't even come up, David. I'm just watching it again. His arm doesn't even come up.
His shoulder not come up a wee bit.
Well, his shoulder comes up. You're allowed to do that. He blocks him off.
To shoulder people in the face.
He blocks him off. I don't think how could you intentionally manoeuvre your shoulder towards somebody's face and try and hit them with your shoulder in the face? I just don't think there's enough in it for it to be a red card, and I don't think it's denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity. I've watched it several times as well, so we'll need to agree to disagree, David.
So I've just been devil's advocate here, so that's what three of you say no red card, should have been a yellow. I'm sure Jim Goodwin will agree with you on that count. But I had scribbled down, Rory, cognizant of what Dougie Samuel said at the beginning. I think he had it, what was a 2 in 100 chance of winning, so that's 1 in 50. Then he reduced it to 4 or 5 in 100, 1 in 20, 1 in 25. I wonder what he was thinking when United went down to 10 men. The odds skewed a wee bit perhaps towards Spartans a wee bit, but then once the goal goes in, it all changes.
Yeah, I actually think the Spartans played better against Dundee United's 11 men, but whether it's just that confidence of coming out here at the start and that the game maybe would have settled down into more of a pattern where Dundee United have got the ball anyway, we're not quite sure, we'll never know. But I think Spartans retained the ball and looked more confident in possession. I think the sending off, I think they were a little bit unsure after that. Do we take a step forward? Do we push Sean Welsh up ever so slightly further just to try and get a little bit more territory further up the pitch so we're not defending right on the edge of our box? But credit to Dundee United, I don't think they've been amazing by any stretch. They've kept the ball well, they've moved Spartans around, which, being a man light isn't necessarily easy to do. They've been the better team. They probably just deserve the lead, but they've not created too many opportunities. In terms of Spartans' chances, I think if they can get it right tactically in this second half and exploit the areas that will open up because of the red card, then they stand a chance of getting on the score sheet. It's just whether Dundee United can take their chances at the other end, because they will get more as well, but it's just a matter of whether they can get that balance right between defence and attack in this second half. But as Alan says, if it remains 1-0, then hell for leather would tend to go.
So what do they need to do then, Rory, tactically to get in a position where they can exploit those spaces?
Well, I mentioned it about halfway into the through the first half. The ball came up to Mark McNulty a couple of times, okay, and then you've got the players on the either side. You've got Russell and Dishington, who initially, when Dundee United had 11 men on the pitch, they didn't want to get up and engage too closely with Mark McNulty, because if he didn't win the header, they're then out of position. I think having that extra man allows them to take a little bit more of a risk when the ball goes up to Dishington, goes up to McNulty. Bradley White's doing it really well. Can you get Russell and Dishington in contact with them? Can you take that little bit more of a risk in the hope that you've got that extra player on the pitch, that if Mark McNulty doesn't win it and it drops, that you're the next player to pick it up and you retain possession? I think it allows you to take a little bit more risk within the game, not huge serious risks, but I think tactically when the ball goes up to McNulty, get your wider men slightly further up the pitch. Don't be too concerned about running back the way before you've even lost the ball. So I think little bits like that within the game can create a little bit more opportunities, whether it's a free kick in a wider area, whether it's putting Dundee United under a bit of pressure to create a chance. But I just think subtle things like that would give Spartans a little bit more of an opportunity. I just think it was difficult to communicate that because it happened 15 minutes in. The manager's not got a chance to say it. The players are a little bit unsure. I think we'll maybe see a little bit more of that in the second half.
All sounds very reasonable, Alan.
It does, yeah, and I think there's going to have to be a spell in the game where Dougie says, right, you know what, we're going to have a go for it. We're better losing 2-0 and going out the cup and having a go than not having a go at all. And at the moment, they've not created anything, even with that man advantage. They've created very, very little. A couple of shots from 30 yards, well over the top of the crossbar, but that's really been about it. United, I think if United get the second goal, even though they're down to 10 men, and it goes 2-0, I think the game's done, because I can't see Spartans coming back from that. But while it's 1-0, they've still got to believe that they'll get a chance, and if it falls to a McNulty or someone like that, it could be in the back of the net and we've got a real game on. As far as Dundee United are concerned, it's the same as they've been doing. I think they've done really well with a man down as well. They've dominated the game. They've got the ball to Dolchek and to Fata in the wider areas. They're causing all sorts of concern, and that's the Dolchek that we've seen at the first month of the season, and you think, where has he disappeared to? Because he's not been playing like that, but he's looked a threat tonight. Fata on the left as well has looked a threat. Sybil's the one that's joining in. He's the one that's trying to join in as much as he can with Waters and try and be the midfield player that gets up with him. So I think as far as Jim's concerned, it's the same again. Keep going, keep putting them under pressure, try and get the second goal, which for me will end the tie.
You wonder what was going through Jim Goodwin's mind when that red card was issued. I know I said he was haunted by the ghosts of Darvel. Perhaps that was a wee bit melodramatic, Rory, but he must have been thinking, part of him must have been thinking, here we go.
To be honest, I think he was just baffled by the decision initially. I think he was frustrated that they'd got caught out, and he was frustrated that Ove put himself in a position to commit the foul. I think that's what his frustration was. And then I don't think anyone really suspected a red card. There was a bit of kind of shock around the stadium as well at that point. So I think it's just about getting that formation, communicating to the players, look, this is going to be the setup. We're going to stick with the three at the back. We're not going to change too much. We're going to keep Fata and Dolchek high and wide, and we just need to use the pitch and use the ball and pass on space and time, and that's what they've managed to do, to be fair. So they've remained calm in a difficult situation, and they deserve their lead.
David, I'm just wondering, going back to the sending off, if the referees and the officials are consistent, and what I mean by that is you look at the Trusty one, there was distance between them and the next defender. The one on Saturday with Henderson and Nielsen, there was distance there between them as well, and the one tonight, they just maybe, the referee took his time, to be fair to him, and must have just thought, you know what, I don't think that Graham's going to get back there, albeit I think he is a lot closer to the goal than Ovu, but I just wonder what he's done and why he's given that decision. But if it is the case that it's a denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity, at least they've been consistent.
I think Jim was maybe thinking, at least there'll be a VAR check and we'll be cleared.
Well, they all had the opportunity to get VAR and they decided against it, and sometimes it goes for you, sometimes it goes against you. It went against Hearts when they played Falkirk because Magnuson scored the goal and VAR chopped it off. If there was no VAR that night,
I suppose, VAR, if it's on live on TV, there has to be VAR though, Alan. That's the difference. Tonight's game, not on TV, so it's up to the teams. And United obviously would rather discretion is a better part of valour, or the opposite, and they decided not to splash out the money on VAR. So I guess they made their bed. You have to lie in it.
No, I get it. I totally get it. But I just think, as far as for competition rules, we either all have it or none of us have it, as far as I'm concerned. For it to be a level playing field, that's the way it should be. We've seen it in the FA Cup at the weekend with the Aston Villa game, which was a penalty kick for Newcastle, not given as well. And these clubs are, vast riches, but because the smaller clubs can't afford VAR, they say, right, no VAR, because it's not fair. And I think that's the way we should not be picking and choosing when we use and don't use VAR and cup ties. I think it's all or nothing. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, very much all or nothing as always from Al Lamont, your match commentator. I think he's ready to take the baton from me for the second half. United 1, the Spartans 0. Over to you, Al.
Thanks again, DC. The team's back out on the pitch. Referee making his way to the centre circle with a match ball, even though there's already one there. One of them will have to be dispensed with. Let's see if it's Grant Irvins or Craig Sibbald's that gets to stay on. Having a little debate about it, and I think Grant Irvin's going to put his one off, is he? This is all very exciting. Waiting to see which of the two balls they're going to use. Yet Grant Irvin has eventually just side-footed his off the park, and we're just about ready to get back underway. No changes from either side at the interval, so United will get us back underway here, going from left to right in the second period, and it's taken by Sibbald all the way back to Ashley Maynard-Brewer, who lofts it forward looking for Dolchik. He can't get there. Chevalier heads it to Sibbald. Waugh under pressure there from Waters. Waters is just offside, and the offside flag is up. Play has continued for the moment. Well, the referee is clearly either, I'm assuming he didn't notice the flag there, because it wasn't like there was an advantage to Spartans, but anyway, they have been allowed to continue playing, and actually they are now coming forward, and it's Dishington out to the right hand side, and then the glancing header from White is looping over the crossbar onto the roof of the net. And in these early stages of the second half, it's still Dundee United 1, Spartans 0.
That was bizarre, because even if you don't have, a headset on or communication, surely when you're on the pitch you recognise if somebody might be offside, you look to your linesman. Very strange.
Well, no harm done in the end, I'm sure.
Well, I will say, it must be difficult for officials though. Sometimes they've got VAR and they're told to play on.
Yeah.
And then we can check it back in VAR, and then other times they're at a game where there's no VAR.
For the assistants particularly, because they're told delay the flag if there is VAR, but on these occasions they have to flag immediately. So yeah, to get yourself into that different mindset, it must be a little bit awkward, but on that occasion the referee it was who didn't notice the flag. Anyway, we're off and running again, and Spartans looking for an equaliser. They took Cali Thistle all the way to extra time and penalties before emerging victorious, and now they're coming forward here on the right hand side. It's poked back to Welsh just outside the box, closed down by Kamara. Out it goes to Dishington right hand side, right down at the corner flag. Back it comes to fullback Finlay Watson. 4,298 inside Tannadice tonight to watch this one, as Waugh picks up on the halfway line, clips it forward once more to Watson on the right flank. Started at left back, now playing on the right, comes to Dishington into the penalty area now for Russell. Russell tries to get it out to McNulty on the left hand side, but United managed to get it clear. It's been a bright start to this second half from the League Two leaders Spartans.
That's been excellent, really good on the front foot. I'm sure Dougie's asked them to go for it, push men forward if you can, try and pin United back.
Just calculated risks, I think, at this point in the game. You don't want to go too over the top with pushing men forward, but it's calculated risk given you've got a man extra.
Russell looks like he's slightly altered his position. He was playing mainly out on the left in the first period, but it looks like he's playing maybe just a little bit kind of more central off McNulty. Maybe there has been a slight tweak to the system from Dougie Samuel.
Yeah, try and get in behind Kamara and Sibbald if he can, get that pocket of space and roll McNulty through.
United had it momentarily there, but lose it, and Craigan feeds it forward, playing match number 501 of his long career. James Craigan. Here's Ross Graham, man whose goal separates the sides, launched long by Maynard-Brewer. Welsh gets his head to it, and Kamara chests it down and plays it to his left to Ferry. Just wonder, even though United are the full-time professional outfit, whether the playing with 10 men for such a large chunk of the game will begin to take its toll, albeit against a part-time side who will have the man extra for that almost 80 minutes of this one.
Yeah, they've gone 4-4-2, the Spartans, it looks like. Russell's playing up front now, he's got a bit of pace about him.
Waters looked offside that time, now the flag goes up, and this time the referee spots it and whistles and gives Spartans a free kick. Jim Goodwin at the edge of the technical area. just trying to get some instructions on to his back line. Think about playing the ball forward as early as possible. 4 minutes into the second period, United still leading by the Ross Graham goal to 0, and it came on 31 minutes. Free kick taken by Paddy Martin, the Spartans keeper. Sybil feeds it back forward. Fata will go and chase that. It's Watson who just directs it back to Martin once more. He launches it up towards the halfway line, flicked on by White. Tries to poke it back the way to Wales, but Kamara's onto it. Brilliant footwork from Kamara. Now he's into the penalty area, cuts it back. It comes here. The shot comes in from the edge of the penalty area from Max Waters, and he was quickly charged down. That was brilliant play from Pan Kamara, but Waters couldn't make the most of it. And now Spartans come on the counter. Can Craigan catch this? No, he can't.
Poor pass.
It is really just asking too much of Craigan there, and he couldn't keep it in. It's behind for a goal kick. End-to-end stuff there after 50 minutes. Dundee United 1, Spartans 0.
Yeah, Kamara showed great feet in the middle of the pitch. He breaks the lines, he breaks the defensive line as well, cuts it back, and Waters' shot's blocked, and Kenzie Nair, the substitute, just overhits it to James Craigan. Just to take a little bit off it, and he would have been in.
I was just chatting to a couple of the guys behind the scenes at Dundee United there at half-time, and they're, although they haven't had official word, I think they're certainly working on the basis that the red card was given for the denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, even though there was some other suggestions being
David
proffered.
was baiting us, he was baiting us now.
I think that one of the issues is that the Press Association have given the red card for serious foul play, and I don't know where they've got their information, whether they are making an assumption themselves or whether that's come from some sort of official source, but I don't think they've got access to.
United appeal it?
Yeah, I would have thought so. They could do, yeah.
I don't know. As I was saying there to David at half-time, it's maybe because the one with Trusty and the one with Henderson at the weekend, they've all sort of been kind of similar, that they're maybe sticking to that. But I just think that was so wide, and
it
Graham
was wide, and the
back.
touch took him out wide.
Yeah,
wider. Yeah, and it was quite a long way from goal. Anyway,
we'll get an explanation soon enough, I'm sure.
Spartans have a throw-in left-hand side to be taken here by Russell. Gets it into the penalty. It's a good long throw-in. Kamara got his head to it, but it didn't really help his side, and United have to usher it behind for a corner kick. That was a little bit panicky at the back there from Dundee United after a good long throw-in from Russell. And Spartans continue their bright start to this second half. Can they get themselves an equaliser?
It's been a really good 6-7 minutes at the start of the second half for Spartans.
It's Craigan across to this left-hand side to get the corner into the penalty area, right-footed. And it comes towards the back post, and it's a glancing header there from Sorkin, and he's off target with it, 2 or 3 yards wide in the end. He climbed well, just as Graham had done in the first half, and glanced the header, tried to get it on target, but unfortunately for him and Spartans, he failed to do so, and it remains United 1, Spartans 0.
Yeah, he just tried to glance it into the far corner. All the pace was on the ball. He just doesn't quite manage to do it. There was somebody at the back post. I'm not quite sure who it was. It might have been McNulty. Thought if he'd maybe gambled, he could have knocked it in. But better signs from the Spartans. They've went the 4-4-2, knocking balls in behind, causing a few problems.
Sorkin will probably feel he should have done better there, having got the jump on his marker. Here's Fata coming down the left-hand side for United, looking for the cushion of a second goal. Back the way to Ferry, left-hand side, short ball once more to Fata, up against Watson. Then he just clips it into the area. Sorkin climbs at the near post ahead, half clear, helped on by White. Kamara tries to keep it alive. Dolchek dispossessed, but comes back to Kamara, under pressure and robbed by Welsh. And now it's Craigan left-hand side, tries to feed it forward on the left foot, and it's a poor pass from Craigan, who has been asked to play on this left-hand side of the midfield now with the slight change in system.
They had numbers up there, Alistair. They did, and just someone with his experience plays the wrong pass.
Yeah, certainly poor execution of it, and all the way through to the keeper. Here is Chevalier, about 20 yards inside his own half, right-hand side. Tries to clip it down the line there for Ryan Strain. It comes off Craigan and out for a throw-in to United, more or less on the halfway line. Grant Irvin just ushering Ryan Strain back a yard or two. Throws it back to Chevalier. There's going to be a change coming from United early in this second period.
I don't know who it is, but I don't think Waters has done enough, and I think Sapsford with his energy and his running, that would be my change, but I genuinely, I don't know who it is.
Yeah, can't see yet. Oh, is that Sturton?
Owen Sturton, yeah.
I can see the blonde hair from up here anyway. It looks like it might be, so it might be Sturton for Waters, certainly. Young man. He's got in fact, it looks like it might be more than one change actually. Let's wait and see. Here's Wall clipping it forward. Strain gets his head to it down the right hand side. Camera will pick up and help it into the path of Dolcek. Good feet from him. Away from one, and he slides it forward. It's Waters. Waters leaves it for Fata. Fata's in here for number 2. There it is! Cool finish from Amar Fata. Unselfish play from Waters to let it go all the way through from him. It's terrific play from Dolcek in the build-up. Slides the ball through. Either Waters or Fata could have finished it. And in the end, it was Fata who took it on and clipped it over the goalkeeper, who's coming out to try and close down. It's Dundee United 2, Spartans 0.
I think it's going to be a long way back now for Spartans. I really do. We're just saying that half-time, if United get the second goal, they've got a lot to hang on to, and that could be the case now. Really good play from Dolcek, I think. He looks as if he's back to his best tonight. Wonderful skill, really good step over, nice pass as well. I'm not so sure Rory would have let, if you were Waters, you would have let him go through, Fata go through, but he just stepped away. Waters allowing Fata to run onto it, and it's a wonderful finish, just lifting it beyond the keeper. Treble change for United.
I think he was a little bit concerned, Waters, he might have been offside, but certainly if I'd glanced over at the bench and I'd seen that a striker was coming on, then I would have been running through and backing myself to stick that in the net. I just think there was a slight element of doubt that he thought he was offside, and he's got Fata screaming at him from behind. That's why he's maybe left it. But a wee word with Jim Goodwin there as he come off, maybe asking why he's the one to have come off. But let's hope Owen Sturton can come on and add something. He's really come on physically. I watched him at Livingston when Dundee United played down there. He was excellent, the whole team were excellent, so it's an opportunity for him to come on and show what he can do and grab a goal.
It's the front three that's been changed again. It's Sapsford, Farrugia and Sturton on for Fata, Dolcek and Waters. So Fata's last act is to knock the ball into the net and give his side a 2-goal advantage. And even though they're against 10 men, it is a long way back indeed for League 2 Spartans now. Dundee United may have played with a man fewer for the bulk of this game, but they have showed their class at times, and a ruthless finish from Amar Fata bursting through for a 5th goal of the season. And United with one foot in the quarter-finals, where they will meet Falkirk at the Falkirk Stadium, where they won 3-2 at the weekend. On that occasion it was them that benefited from the opposition having a man fewer with a red card, which was also debatable, and in my opinion, although maybe less debatable than the one tonight, but at least, in fact, on that occasion it was VAR that intervened to get the referee to go to the, because he initially gave a yellow, didn't he, to Liam Henderson, and then reviewed it and showed the red.
I think that one was right. In the end. I don't think Nielsen's catching him. No, and the ball, it's not as if the ball's in the air, the ball's on the ground. It's different. You know, but I just, anyway. Yeah,
we were watching that one in the studio, myself and Michael Stewart and Andy Halliday. None of us at the time thought it was a red, although Stephen Thompson's furiously texted me saying it's a red. But yeah, no, I mean, clearly it's split opinion, and the referee and the VAR have come to the conclusion it was a red, but not so sure they would have decided that about the one tonight if they'd managed to get another view of it. Anyway, it's 2-0 United lead after 13 minutes of this second period.
Did Falkirk appeal it, do you know, Al?
I haven't heard. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're minded to or not. I haven't heard that they have done. As United pick up deep in their own territory, Strain under pressure there. Manages though to get it forward. Knocked out of play by Welsh. Spartans are going to make a couple of changes here now as well to try and get themselves back into the game. Murray Aitken and Mark Stowe are going to come on. Welsh is the one to make way for Aitken in the middle of the park.
McNulty.
And it's Mark McNulty whose race is run here. Mark Stowe, like for like changes, I think, more or less in terms of positions, although maybe Murray Aitken can get a bit further forward than Sean Welsh was likely to do. So double change there from Dougie Samuel as he tries to celebrate his just over 5,000 days in charge by celebrating a famous comeback in the Scottish Cup, but it's looking unlikely at this stage. And here's Farrugia into the penalty area. Not a bad ball across the 6-yard box, but cleared by Watson, only as far as Strain. Comes back into the box, it'll break to the edge for Ferry, who swings the right boot at it, and may feel he should have done something different because he launched it over the crossbar.
Yeah, certainly not his finest moment. Poor decision. He's been excellent tonight, Ferry, in all fairness, but that was a poor moment, well over the crossbar. As for the Spartans, Mark Stowe on now. He was a young lad coming through at Falkirk when I was there. Good ability, good technical ability. 13 league goals this season for the Spartans, so they'll be hoping a ball can drop to him in and around the box at some point.
Alan drawing my attention to the fact that on another front, it's also not a great night for Spartans, because their nearest rivals for the League 2 title, East Kilbride, are leading Elgin City away from home in their league match tonight, which will take them above Spartans in the table, albeit Spartans, I think, will have then a couple of games in hand.
2 games in hand.
So they'll still have the advantage in that regard, but considering they absolutely thumped them 6-0 at the K Park just a few weeks ago, it's quite a tight title fight as Maynard Brewer comes off his line.
But there was a 9-point gap. Spartans had a 9-point lead not so long ago. And again, they've got 2 games in hand. And I honestly think that's why he's taking McNulty off. I think he's looking towards the weekend now already.
Yeah, game away at Stranraer, then at Stair Park for Spartans to contend with, and of course that is the priority for them. This would always have been a bonus if they were able to advance even further in the Scottish Cup. Looks like it's not going to happen for them tonight, but you never know. We've got about just under half an hour to play. They do trail by 2-0. They do have a man extra, but United have coped well with that disadvantage, and here they come once more through Ferry down the left hand side. Watson and Dishington are across there trying to close them down, and in the end they combine to come away with the ball. Ferry hasn't given it up yet, but Watson will just dig it forward down the right hand side. Russell beaten to it by Sybil, he just knocks it out of play over on the far side. 2-0 United. Sorry, Alan.
I think they've been excellent, Alistair. I really do. I think their attitude to play for Dundee United's been spot on. You know, they had the bump in the road after 15 minutes. You were getting sent off, but I think they've been excellent. Apart from that 5 minutes at the start of the second half, it's been all Dundee United. They deserve to be where they are.
Kevin Waugh at the back, the Spartan skipper, clips it forwards onto the chest of Cammy Russell. Out it goes now to the right hand side for Dishington. Midway inside the United half, they could get a goal back. It would certainly make things very interesting for the closing half hour or thereabouts. As Sorkin has it on the half-year line, plays it square to Waugh, back to Sorkin. United pressing well. Sybil just a little pull back there.
The referee's with play on.
I didn't hear the whistle.
What's going on here?
I didn't hear the whistle, but I'm assuming he'd given the free kick, and then Sybil kicked it away, and now he's been booked for that.
He didn't whistle. We would have heard it.
You'd have thought.
As he just shouted it.
I don't know.
Bizarre. He sent the president, not just for the sending off, but a couple of bookings early doors that you probably could have went either way, but he sent the president early doors. But I mean, how he can give a foul and give a yellow card without even blowing his whistle is bizarre.
Here comes Spartans down the right hand side. It's Stowe. Graham's there to take it off him and avoids giving away the corner as well. It's good defending there from the captain. We got that crucial opening goal in the first half. Stowe wins it back though for Spartans. Now it's Dishington. Potential foul there on the edge of the box, but Stowe's picked up anyway. Can he get the shot off here on the left foot? Blocked on its way goals by Chevalier. Still Spartans have it left hand side. Trying to get the ball back across goal. It does come back across goal from Kenzie Nair, but too much on it, and United get it clear. Sturton can't get onto that, but it's knocked out of play by Sorkin, out for a goal kick to Dundee United. And so after about 64 minutes here at Tannadice, it's Dundee United 2, Spartans 0.
Yeah, I think Dougie Samuel will just be hoping that in one of these, you don't want to say rare attacks, but they've been few and far between at times, that they can just get that last piece right at some point. You know, it's clipped to the back post there. Stowe's made his way into the box, there's nobody there, so if he does have an eye on the weekend, then fair enough. But you know, there's still an opportunity for them to grab a goal at some point. It's just whether you know, they've got the creative edge in the final third to unlock the Dundee United defence.
I think they need to get the next goal. It's as simple as that to have any chance. But they are, you know what, we can see it. They're throwing men forward. They've got a front four now.
Yeah, they're certainly being more adventurous in this second period, as you guys suggested they would be once Dougie Samuel was able to get them in to the changing rooms and get the new plan across.
You think Jim might try to shut up shop and bring on another centre half just to try and
bring on someone shortly? I think
go to a flat five.
A couple of subs coming, I think, for Dundee United. Graham coming forward, trying to get through a couple of challenges but failing to do so, and Craigan picks up for Spartans, still inside his own half. Is it forward for Watson to drive up towards the United penalty area. Back once more with Craigan. Craigan about 30 yards from goal into Watson. He tries to lay it off. He might have been better turning there, but in the end United have won it back, and they are powering forward here, trying to kill this game off once and for all. Opportunity for Sapsford, who has hit a shot miles wide. Poor from him, he's been deadly at times, and this is his first season at Dundee United, but not on that occasion, as Sybil is about to be replaced here by Sam Cleal-Harding. So it is another centre back coming on. Wonder if will they revert to the three at the back, and
maybe push Chevet forward into midfield.
Could do.
Cleal-Harding go back and play centre half alongside Graham.
He's a good friend of mine, James Craigan. I hope he forgives me for saying this, but he's not the quickest player in the world, and he looked a little bit leggy running back in there after giving the ball away. I just wonder, he'll be an important player for them moving forward as well. He looked a little bit tired just running back in there, so we'll just wonder whether they'll maybe start to rotate even more the Spartans ahead of the weekend.
Just how difficult it is with a part-time, you know, and then got a long trip to Stranraer at the weekend, and bus
the
journey
pitch is
back
becoming
tonight.
heavier as the night goes on as well.
You just hope it doesn't derail them for the weekend.
Wall clipping it forward, but it's soon returned up towards Sturton, who's done well to get beyond Sorkin, and now United have four forward, but a good challenge there from Watson. A really important one is Sturton trying to play out to the left hand side for Sapsford. Chevalier, who has stepped into the midfield, doing really well there to stop Dishington in his tracks as it goes from end to end. Craigan with a wayward pass forward. I'm not sure what he was trying there, and goalkeeper comfortably able to go and collect that. We're almost at the midway point in this second period. Dundee United enjoying the 2-goal advantage now, despite being down to 10 men since the 12th minute.
I think it's just a case of Jim trying to save legs for the weekend, give people game time as well. It's been relatively comfortable for them. He'll be delighted with the performance. He'll be delighted they're into the next round of the Cup, and they can look forward to Saturday.
Yeah, United's home to Kilmarnock in a huge game. I know you guys are, or I think you said, Alan, that not going to be part of any sort of relegation playoff battle, but I'm not entirely convinced that they'll be wholly positive about that just at the moment, with 8 points above Kilmarnock, which should be enough, but especially if they can continue to play as they have done in the last couple of games. But they have been so inconsistent, you just never really know. Spartans trying to come forward here on the right hand side. Kamara has given it straight back to them after he'd won it back. But if Jim Goodwin can continue to get improved performances out of his side, there's certainly enough talent in the squad that they should be fine.
Yeah, there is. They've got good players. You know, they've just not performed, and they've defended poorly at times when we've watched them. They've had goalkeeping issues. That seems to have been settled down. But early on in the season, they were struggling to find a right balance for a keeper for them.
Yeah. Spartans down the right hand side. Good ball in for Stowe. Stowe can get the shot off, closed down, but still the chance might be there for him. Out to the right hand side, pushed away by Maynard Brewer. Half clear, still not entirely away. It's Dishington on the edge of the box. Finds Stowe. Stowe goes for goal. Off Graham and behind for a corner. Big chance that for Spartans. Stowe just couldn't initially get the shot away, and when it eventually came in on the right hand side, Maynard Brewer was equal to it. I think it was Cragen in the end who got the shot. Who got the shot in. It was a decent save from Maynard Brewer.
That's by far and away the best period of play the Spartans have had in the match. Cutting edge. Stowe takes the ball in well, really intelligent, takes a couple of players out the game, plays in Cragen, forces a good save, and they follow it up and they get the corner.
Which will come in here on from the right hand side, left footed into the 6-yard box. The jump there is made and the keeper saves it pretty comfortably again. The header wasn't a clean one, but it's a good opportunity. It was a free header, I think, for Cammy Russell about 8 yards out, and really should have probably been testing Maynard Brewer a bit more there.
Yeah, it's a good ball in, really good whipped in ball, and it's a free header for Russell. He's got to do better. That was the opportunity to get them right back in the game.
So it does show that United are not quite home and dry and through to the quarter-finals just yet. But Spartans just failing to be as clinical as United have been when presented with decent goal-scoring opportunities. Spartans in possession over on the right hand side. Wall forward now for Bradley White.
I'm not seeing as much of White.
He's dropped deeper in the second half. Yeah. He's played more of a holding role to allow the change of shape. So
he's done well though. Stowe since he's come on.
He's a good player. He's good. As I said, he was a young lad at Falkirk, and at times he would do the wrong things in the wrong areas. But he seems to have developed and matured. There's no doubt he's got good ability.
Cragen tries to slot it through for him. Stowe just outside the 6-yard box, touches it back there, and it's Aiken trying to make something of it. Eventually, Graham makes the challenge, and it's untidy back there. But Dundee United do get it clear out to the far side for a throw-in. But Spartans are still alive in this cup tie.
You just wondered, as long as the game goes on, will United start to tire? You know, they had a tough game at the weekend against Falkirk. It's an opportunity here, although I think Spartan they drew 0-0 with Edinburgh City, so that's a tough game, local derby.
And it comes from the right hand side. Graham towering there to get the header clear. Return by Nair.
Oh, well done, Owen Sturton.
Sturton back there in his own box, and he got a really crucial header there, because it might well have fallen for a Spartans player, and United can break here and try and bury Spartans on the counter. Good take from Farrugia. He's got Kamara bursting forward on his right hand side. Here is Kamara, goes for goal, just wide. Might have been a fingertip there. Referee didn't spot it, certainly. I think it might just have evaded Paddy Martin's fingertips in the end, but Kamara almost finding the bottom corner, not quite. It's still Dundee United 2, Spartans 0 with about 18 to play.
Yeah, good break from Dundee United, and it's Kamara. He does the right thing, goes across the goal. I think the keeper gets a slight touch, doing the service here possibly, but just wide of the target. Good break from United again.
Farrugia looks technically really capable, takes the ball in, nice, easy on the eye. Good decision as well. Sturton was frustrated, he never got it, but I think he does make the right decision in the end, Farrugia.
Spartans pick up through Kenzie Nair, back to Wall, into Bradley White, who is deep. Matched by Kamara there, has to go back the way to Sorkin, who turns it back to his goalkeeper. Forward it goes, Farrugia on that occasion, and giving it away, and now it's picked up by Russell, taken out of play there by Cleo Harding.
Ooh.
And that will be a yellow card for the young defender.
No nonsense there.
So he's the latest to go in the book, the 19-year-old.
Jim Goodwin's raging.
It's a yellow card. I mean, I know Jim's maybe having a go, but it's a clear yellow card. Regardless if it's your first tackle of the match or not.
David Curry's got that chalked down as a red, I think, Al.
Yes. He's going to get a 10-game ban.
Here's Wall with the free kick, clips it into the area. Looks like he's probably put too much on that, and indeed White can't catch it. It's too straight a ball, really, isn't it? That's got to be angled in towards the back post to give his side any chance there.
That's it, you're correct, spot on. Straight ball. When all the big lads had gone up, you're looking at hit it diagonal for them to try and get onto the second ball. He clips it down the line, he's looking for Bradley White to make the run, over hits it as well.
Goal kick then for Dundee United. We've got just over a quarter of an hour left in this Scottish Cup 5th round tie. United heading for a quarter-final place against Falkirk in the next round. It'll be live on the BBC, actually, that one. Friday the 6th of March. And it looks like it will be Falkirk against Dundee United, unless Spartans can somehow claw their way back into this in the final quarter of an hour. Dundee United, though, playing well with a man down, as Harding picks a good pass there for Ross Graham, who almost runs into trouble. Well, he's telling Ferry he wanted him to make a run further forward, but he really dwelt on the ball there and was caught in possession. But United have pinched it in the midfield, and it's Sturton. Good ball for Perugia. Perugia tries to just slip that for the on-rushing Ryan Strain. He's now out of position as Spartans have won it back, and they come forward, and White plays it out to the right-hand side. And forward comes Spartans looking for the goal they require. It's Dishington right-hand side, cuts it back. It's a good area, and they just can't get the shot off. Claims for a penalty there as Spartans player went down in the challenge, but yeah, it was very, very hopeful. And the referee not interested as Spartans pick up once more. But again, it was a good break, a good opportunity, and they just couldn't quite get the final ball. As Aitken now plays it forward for Stowe. Stowe challenged there by Kamara, but gets out to the right hand side to Watson. Dishington comes and takes it off him, right hand side. Stowe once more just outside the box, tries to thread it into, actually it's Cragen trying to thread it into the area. Here's Cragen once more. Dishington's outside of him, here he is, right hand side, closed down, so it goes back to Cragen again. Still about 30 yards from goal, plays a short ball into the edge of the box. Aitken turns it back the way. Spartans remaining patient as they search for a goal that would breathe new life into this Scottish Cup tie. It's James Cragen once more, just outside the box. Can he pick out a teammate this time? Straight into the arms of Ashley Maynard Brewer. It was a tired looking cross from the veteran midfielder, and it's still Dundee United 2, Spartans 0, just under 14 to play.
It was end to end there. Fruja makes a bad decision at one end. It was probably the right idea, actually, and Stowe at the other end goes to cut it back again. It's probably the right decision. It's just the execution on both occasions up either end that lets both sides down.
Sturton can't bring that under control. It's a poor ball really from Ryan Strain, didn't give him much of a chance in reality. And Spartans have it back at the back through Waugh, their captain. And now Nair, left back for the League 2 side. Gets it back from Aitken and back in field to Waugh. Still trying to break down this United backline and find the penetration they require to get themselves, or at least reduce the deficit and give themselves a fighting chance for the closing minutes.
Dundee United have dropped quite considerably in the last 5 minutes. They're quite happy for the Spartans to have the ball.
Watson's done well to keep that in. He's at the byline here, clips it into the 6-yard box. Up goes Russell, can't reach it. Comes to Kenzie Nair, lays it to the edge of the box. Shot comes in. Oh, what a goal that is! I thought that was sailing over the crossbar, but it sailed under the crossbar, but over the keeper. And Mark Stowe with an absolute wonder strike from just outside the box. Phenomenal goal. Spartans are back in it. Life in this Scottish Cup tie yet, with 12.5 minutes remaining. It's Dundee United 2, Spartans 1.
Yeah, it's a well-worked move. They're patient with it. I think it might take a pretty big deflection, Al. We'll see it again, but I think it flicks off the foot of the defender and it just loops over the goalkeeper, who's slightly unlucky. We'll maybe see it again, but Spartans right back in this.
You can just see United dropping and getting tired by the looks of it. And you know what? It's just incredible. We've said that Spartans need to get the next goal. They've got it. And they've got themselves, 12 minutes to go plus whatever's added on.
Well, Mark Stowe with a terrific finish. I was almost glancing away because I thought it was heading over the crossbar, and all of a sudden it took a wicked dip, so maybe it did take a deflection, as you suggest, Rory, to change the trajectory almost. Either way, Mark Stowe's got his 19th goal of the season, his second in the Scottish Cup, and what a finish it was. It was a really audacious effort, whether it took a nick on its way through or not. Really good technique from the striker, and Spartans with renewed energy and renewed belief now that they can at least force extra time here, and they're coming forward once more. Dishington can't quite force it out, and then he's brought Ferry down. He could be in bother here. He's already been booked. That wasn't a great challenge as well. He's getting himself away from the referee, but well, considering some of the yellow cards we've seen this evening, I'm slightly surprised that's not a second yellow for Jamie Dishington.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you, and I think Jim Goodwin does as well. He's out, not a happy man. Into the fourth officials here again. Well, has it been am I being harsh here? It's been an indifferent display from the referee.
I think I've been generous.
Well, a free kick it is to Dundee United midway inside their own half, but their lead is reduced to just the one. 2-1 they lead now after Mark Stowe's terrific finish from the edge of the box.
He's made a big difference, Stowe, since he's come on. You're right,
been
Rory.
good,
He's got good qualities.
Called it.
He's not looked out of his depth either. Not that any of the Spartan players have, but
He learnt
he's
from the
stood out.
best, of course, Alan, let's be honest.
I don't know about that, Al.
I'm sure Rory took him under his wing at Falkirk and showed him the ropes.
Showed him how to score via wicked deflections. The best way to do it.
Here's Craigan clipping it forward. Ferry's in the way. Craigan though has won it back. He's done well. Just outside the box to the right hand side. Dishington fires it across goal. No takers in the middle. And all the way through and out for a throw in this near side. There's a player down. Is it Ferry? Who's stayed down over on that far side.
I think Chevet goes down, and I think he's wanting the free kick.
Spartans looking to make a change here, as Archie Wiley is going to come on for Dishington, who I think probably Dougie Samuel recognises he might just be a poorly timed challenge away from a red, and they don't want to be reduced to 10 because that would just about do them in, I would imagine. So on comes young Archie Wiley, and Rory just having a look back at the goal there. Is there a deflection you can see?
Yeah, it just comes off the calf. It's difficult to see watching the replay I'm watching as to exactly who it is, but yeah, it's a wicked deflection and it just looks over the goalkeeper.
Faruja, possibly. Number 20.
Tell you what, Jim Goodwin will be a little bit nervous in the dugout now. Spartans have really upped the ante, but it's difficult to know, Alan, whether that's come from Spartans or whether Dundee United have just subconsciously just went back and back and back.
They've dropped deeper, they certainly have.
Craigan's got a free kick here, about 20 yards inside the United half, left-hand side. Sends it into the box. It's not a bad-looking ball, headed away well by United, but they can't get the second ball. It's lashed towards goal, deflected back the way. Wiley's trying to make something of it. Who's it going to break to? Can they get the shot off here? Wiley picks up at the edge of the box once more. United holding on just at the moment against League 2 Spartans. Craigan sends it back in towards the back post. Player goes down there, but again there's hopeful appeals from the Spartans fan behind the goal for a penalty. Nothing doing though, and United knock it long up towards Sapsford. He'll chase it, but he won't get there, and it's returned by Paddy Martin, the Spartans keeper, well into the United half. It could be a real grandstand finish here to this Scottish Cup tie as Spartans search for an equaliser to take it into extra time.
All credit to them, they've gone for it. Really, Dougie's played a front four. United have tried to combat that, bringing on another centre half, pushing Chevet into the middle of the park, but Dundee United look tired.
They've used the width of the pitch really well. Spartans against 10 men, you want to make it as big and as wide as possible. You can't do that if you've not got the ball. They've had the ball in the second half and they've moved Dundee United about, having to do side-to-side running constantly.
Here's Craigan. His 34-year-old legs show no sign of giving in just yet.
Yeah, I sold him short earlier, I think. He's got a second wind.
I'll be after you.
Every player inside the Dundee United half for the final 7 minutes here, as Stowe touches it back to Waugh. Waugh forward once more to Stowe, gets the 1-2 at the edge of the box. Can he get the shot off again? He's closed down, but he might yet be able to. That is a good challenge from Sturton again, doing the dirty work for his side, back defending, and now he's trying to get up in support of Sapsford, who's running at the Spartans back line. Sapsford into the penalty area. Sturton wants it at the back post. Still at Sapsford, goes for goal, tries to bend it, gets it all wrong. Several yards wide in the end. So behind for a goal kick to Spartans. It's Dundee United 2, Spartans 1 with 6 to play, and Lucas Stevenson's about to come on for Visco Chevelia for a closing few minutes here as United look to cling on and ensure they are in the next round of the Scottish Cup to play Falkirk.
Still got a bit of Congreve about him. The way he takes players on, the way he goes round people.
He's got that
left-footed.
He's got that confidence. He's not dissimilar. I played with Greg Stewart as well, who again Congreve like. He's one of those, you know what he's going to do. It's just very difficult to stop, which is always the sign of a really good, skillful player.
Good body movement as well.
Good balance, doesn't he? Chevelia trooping off slowly there. Well, United, I did wonder if the man down would begin to tell, even though you would imagine have superior fitness levels, being a full-time side. East Kilbride are 6-1 up on Elgin City tonight, but the League Two rivals are doing themselves proud here, and they could be on for an equaliser here in the latter stages as Watson sends it into the box. Stevenson sends it back in his direction. Back to Cragen now. Cragen in. Kamara clear. It'll be picked up by Waugh. Again, everyone forward for Spartans. Closed down though there was Waugh by Kamara, who's done well to hold on to possession. Under pressure there from Nair. Hack clear by Stevenson. Sorkin's able to bring it under control, just knocks it back to his goalkeeper. They've got 5 minutes to find an equaliser here of Spartans. 2-1 they trail. Away at Premiership Dundee United. Waugh into the heart of the midfield for Aiken. Aiken forward for Stowe once more. Tries to turn away from Graham, but it's a good challenge from the United skipper, and he plays it forward to Sapsford. Sapsford, it's good feet from Sapsford to get away from 2 challenges. I thought he was going to be crowded out. Now he finds Sturton, and that's a nice turn from him up towards the edge of the area. Through 1 challenge, not the second, as Sorkin knocks it out to the left-hand side. Aiken keeps it in under pressure from Strain, but Spartans have got it clear up to Wiley, but Strain's got it back for United, right-hand side, trying to get the better of Nair. But Nair's won it and then played it off Strain, and it will be a Spartans throw in deep in their own territory, just under 4 plus injury time to play. 2-1 United lead here.
No, they've certainly made a game of it. Spartans have done really well in this second half. United, it was easy for them, 2-0 up, cruising. Spartans not really causing them any concern at all. But the longer the game's gone on, Dougie Samuels and his team have thrown men forward. Lovely turn.
Brilliant turn from Russell. Ferry trying to recover though. Russell's still going, and he's got it, but he's just lost control of it, and then Ferry's fouled, and it'll be a free kick to Dundee United midway inside their own half. Russell was unlucky there because the initial, as you say, Alan, brilliant turn. Then he kept at it when it looked like Ferry had won it, but then he was just unfortunate in the end. He just lost control, and United ultimately get the free kick. Still leading by 2-1 with 3 to play.
I think Jim Goodwin at 2-0 just before Spartan scored, he did change the shape ever so slightly. Sturton went through the middle, Sapsford went out on the left. They didn't look particularly comfortable out there. They were getting a lot of joy, the Spartans, and I think that maybe that change in formation just invited Spartans onto them, but Sapsford's went up front since then with Sturton, and I think it's given them a little bit more joy with an outball.
Kamara has it in the middle of the park, lofts it forward. Sturton was offside, so he doesn't bother chasing it, and Waugh will pick up just inside his own penalty area. Plays it to his left to Nair, infield to Cragen. Cragen trying to dictate the play, and he fires a lovely ball out to the right hand side to Watson, just inside the United half. Bradley White's dropped off once more, and he picks up possession about 10 yards inside United territory. Infield to Cragen, closed down by Kamara, but a little drop of the shoulder takes him away from him. Cragen wants the run made down the right hand side and comes back infield to Waugh.
Sonker has now planked himself at centre forward.
So he has. Out to the right hand side it goes from Spartans, and it's White to the angle of the box. Can he find a shooting opportunity? Back the way it comes to Cragen. Cragen into the area looking for Sonker, headed away. Stevenson gets it half clear. The Spartans can't keep it alive for the moment, but they'll go all the way back to the goalkeeper and try and recycle it. But 90 seconds of the 90 minutes remaining, plus whatever the officials deem has to be added on. Sonker is still up there, as Alan said. Graham's only headed that to Stowe. Was he checked off the ball there? I think that's strong defending at best. Stowe's claiming he was fouled, and the referee is going to give the goal kick in the end. I think he just about got that one right. What's your own take?
I think so, just.
It's a lovely touch again.
Yeah.
And you're never quite sure the night the referees had as to whether he was going to point to the spot or not. Lovely first touch, as I said, but couldn't quite get on the end of it. It'll be interesting to see whether it was a decent penalty shout or not. I think it's one we would need to see back, to be honest.
Yeah, we've lost the luxury of replays in this second period, unfortunately, so I don't think we're going to see that one back, but Spartans keep going into the final minute. 2-1 they trail. It's Wiley who scored the winner against Dundee United B earlier on in the season in the Challenge Cup. Here's Russell, left hand side, not a bad ball in, well defended by Cleo Harding, picked up by Kamara, who just knock it down the right hand side. Sturton has lost out on it, and here's Wiley bringing it forward once more to the left to Russell at the angle of the box. It's Russell taken off him by White, his own player, at the angle of the box. Spartans again just biding their time. White gets it back from Nair. Can he find the cross here? Tried to turn away from Sturton, who did well to dispossess him, and then steps away from him, and also from Nair. 4 minutes added on. Sturton trying to play it to Sapsford, who's offside. He's not going to go and challenge for it. We're into injury time now.
That's really poor from Sapsford out. He does not have to be offside. He can stay in his own half. He's got that full side of the pitch to himself. Just hold your run, just wait, and then you're potentially in on goal.
Stevenson's given it away, but Kamara's picked up for United, especially after the good work from Sturton. Kamara's done brilliantly here, driving at the Spartans backline, slips it for Sturton. Can he get the shot off here? He can, but it's straight at the keeper. And it remains Dundee United 2, Spartans 1, and Spartans will try and mount the counter-attack. United could have killed them off there. But Sturton straight at the goalkeeper, and so it remains on tenterhooks in these final stages. Kamara's done brilliantly again to win it, and Cragen just running out of legs there. Now it's Sapsford picking up from Kamara's pass. Sturton again available. He finds him inside the penalty area. This time, can he get the shot off? No, he can't. He's gone through the legs in the air, but the keeper's collected, and Spartans will try once more to get the ball up the park. 3 minutes of injury time left. 2-1 they trail in the final knockings of the Scottish Cup tie, unless they can find a leveller to take them into an extra 30 minutes here. Out to the right hand side it goes for Aitken. Aitken back to Bradley White, midway inside the United half. Back to Kenzie Nair. He's looking for options.
You just need to get to an angle to get it in the box. Can't be too straight. There we go.
Yeah, Stowe's come and dropped off and offered them that option, and now it's right hand side. Dinkton is a decent ball, but Graham gets his head to it. Commanding header comes back to Nair. Stowe picking up just at the edge of the penalty area, out to the left hand side for Wiley. Wiley curls it in again. It's Graham getting his head to it at the edge of the box. It's picked up by Aitken. Back to Aitken now. Might get the break of the ball once more, pokes it in towards Sorkin. Now it's Stowe out to the left hand side. Wiley feeds it into the 6-yard box. Goalwards from Sorkin, but straight at the keeper. That might have been the chance. It was only half a chance from Sorkin. He managed to direct it towards goal, but he couldn't get the direction he required, and so it's still Dundee United 2, Spartans 1.
What a great game of football, by the way. At 2-0 I thought the game was dead and buried, and it was just a case of seeing out as Dundee United looked to score again.
Yeah, it's Sturton, and there's Kamara making up the ground. Oh, he doesn't go that way. He comes for Sapsford, straight at the keeper, but behind for a corner. Dundee United have them where they want it, but they've had chances.
Ran 80 yards.
Kamara is fuming. He's absolutely raging. He's ran 80 yards. He sprinted to make the extra man.
What an engine he's got,
and
by the way.
And he goes the other way. Brilliant stuff from Kamara, really was. United are not committing any men forward. They've been back to the wall the last 20 minutes. All credit to the Spartans, have been brilliant in the second half.
Yeah, Kamara has been terrific in just motoring backwards and forwards. Spartans have got the throw in now deep in their own territory. It's gone back to the keeper. They need to get it forward. Kamara again looking to close down. Near forwards for Waugh. They're still just outside their own penalty. They must find a forward ball here, or else they are out of the Scottish Cup. despite their valiant effort here in the closing stages. It's played forward that time, but Cleo Harding gets his head to it, and then Kamara will just help it forward. The keeper's not sure whether it'll come or not. He's done really well, but now he's out of his area. Chance to shoot perhaps there from distance for Perugia. Instead he goes to his left for Sturton. Sturton has it, he just needs to hold on to possession really. Now he's being crowded out, he's lost it to Aitken, but the referee blows up. It's all over. Dundee United are through. The Spartans players hit the ground. They are out on their feet, and no wonder the effort they put in to try and claw back the 2-goal deficit they faced in the dying stages of the game. They got one back, but they just could not find a second, and Dundee United also have to be commended for their efforts with 10 men for 78 minutes of the game after Yuri Yovu was red carded early on. But they got the 2-goal advantage in the first half through Ross Graham, and then second half through Amar Fatah, and it looked like they were cruising until 78 minutes in. The substitute Mark Stowe came on and with a terrific finish from the edge of the box made it a real cup tie for the final 10 minutes or 15 or thereabouts. But Spartans just couldn't find a second goal. The best opportunity was that Sorkin effort in injury time, but he couldn't direct it beyond the goalkeeper. And so it's Dundee United who progress to the quarter-final to face Falkirk on March the 6th. The last 8 is almost decided. Aberdeen and Motherwell will go head-to-head tomorrow night at Pittodrie to finalise that. But a really good evening's entertainment at Tannadice. Terrific effort from Spartans, but Dundee United's class saw them through in the end. It finishes Dundee United 2, Spartans 1.